Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Rove and the New Guinea Challenge Bush Trip. We're doing leg 2 today from Timbunke Airport to Horner Airstrip. Looks kind of hairy in the picture. Let's go see it. Alright programs, let's get going. We want 263 for 7 minutes and 1 second. A bit of a long one today, nearly 40 minutes. I guess there's not much else. Why is this house in the road? It was in the road yesterday, it's in the road today. It flaps up 263 Cape Mary River. No, what am I saying? Cape Mary Mission. Where'd the word river come from? Just because I'm flying over a river. After lifting off from Timbunke Airport, set a course to the west and keep to the north of the Sepik River. Visually identify a series of oxbows along the Sepik River and then find a Cape Mary Mission on the northeastern bank of the river just to the northwest of the series of oxbows. Let's get our trimming right down to begin with. But we'll let a little bit of climbing happen still. Till we're up a little bit higher. Yeah, gonna be a chill one today. 40 minutes, wow. You try babbling on for 40 minutes. Well, not that hard. You just babble on. As you all know. Alright. 80%. And then what was it? It was like 35 or 33 yesterday. We'll try 34. See if it wants to level off nicely. Which it probably won't. Getting blown away a bit. Try 35. Yeah, good enough. Good enough for now. I think we're sort of... No, now we're suddenly climbing again. Alright. 36. Not much civilization around here. A couple of little towns along the river. Doesn't even really look like there's much of a road. Just the river. This is some kind of lake, actually. Beautiful. Chill though. Chill. Excuse me. Excuse me yet again. Oh, there's Cape Mary on the map. I suppose we might be 4 minutes out. It's a bit closer than that, surely. Yeah, it's just, the river is to our south right now, but then it curves up in front of us, as you can see, and then just as it curves again, in a couple of what looks like billabongs even, there's the Cape Mary Mission. Marvelous. Some cool mountains off in the distance there. Got some kind of dark patch here. Plague lands perhaps. Not really. Just sort of looks like the plague lands from WoW, you know? Or games of that ilk. Perhaps there was a fire there. A bushfire. Just where this, like this bit of river just in front of us is actually a billabong, which is where the river used to go round and it's now been left behind. And there's Kararu is a town on that billabong. I don't know what, I mean that's the Australian word for it because it's an Aboriginal word, but I don't know what other people call it when you have a leftover bit of river there. There's a couple of bits. The next one after it's the same as again, where the Kapai Mary mission is. This river's been diverted and changed course multiple times, it seems. But as you can see, that bit's not actually connected to the main bit of the river. How interesting, I hear you say. No roads though, and yet there is a town, well, it reckons it's just below us. No, there's a little house on the river there, on the Billabong. Maybe that's a Kararau, maybe. And then here we go. This is another Billabong just in front of us. And then the main bit of the river goes behind that, and it doesn't quite seem to be connected. It used to go around there, now doesn't. Might be the first time I've actually seen that while flying around. God dang Billabong! Yeah, we've done 6 minutes and we're nearly at the mission now. Just past this Billabong, on this side of the river. The Kapai Mary mission, with no explanation about what it is. It's on the Sepik River. Little clearings there, but I don't think that's the town. The town's over to the right somewhere. And another Billabong on the other side. Must be humans doing that, carving out channels to have some, well, stagnant water, I guess, or whatever you'd call that. Can we see the mission here? It should be sort of below our right wing. There is some clearing there. Don't see any buildings though. What's your name? Yeah, and we've done our 7 minutes, but it was from takeoff, so we just have to assume the purple arrow will turn us in the right direction eventually, unless it's bugged out, which can happen. No, there it goes. 249 for 454. Chambry Lake. Turn slightly to the south at Kapai Mary mission and fly over the large oval-shaped Chambry Lake. Well, I guess that's it ahead. All speed ahead. It is oval shaped, sort of, when you look at it on the Google map. I wouldn't go, 100% oval though. More, well, I don't know what it's more. It's actually got almost straight edges at the top and on the right, so it's more of a rhombus or something. Get your shapes correct, bush trip designer. And a couple of little towns or farms or whatever, just A-bomb just to the left of us, and then on the edge of the lake, Kilimbit. Cool though, very pretty. I thought that we had gotten to the point where the underlying color of the water was coming through and not just this sort of deep blue that the algorithm's doing, because on the map all this is fairly brownish looking water. A bit like what's on underneath us to the left now. Surely you put the water on there, but then you just let the aerial photography blend through. And that will do any tricks of changing the colour, surely. And I thought we'd found some places that were doing that. But apparently not here. It just puts straight up blue water. They'll get there. They'll get there. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2050 will basically be just World Simulator, won't it? Not even Simulator. It will probably be living in it somehow. By we, I mean the human race, probably not me. 2050, was that 30? Good luck making it that far. Good luck making it that far, me. It's 27 years from now, I'll be what? 70 something. But we shall see. There may not even be a world left by then. Right, well, we're over the lake now. We've done 3.5 minutes of, well, 5 minutes, so I guess we're turning in the middle of the lake. What better waypoint to use for a visual flight than the middle of the lake? Excuse me. I guess while we're doing that, it would be a nice time for a bit of the old, there we go. Bit of the old, what's the word I'm looking for? Thumbnail. God, the brain is just not working at all anymore. What do you need a brain for? Probably be time to turn once I get out of this view. What's the next turn? 273. So we can sort of start heading towards that way, I guess. That'll do. No, we haven't turned. Oh well. Still not in middle of lake, apparently. There we go. Now we are over the island. 273 for 826. On our way to, survey says, Ambunti. So they're heading just north of due west and gain a visual on the Sepik River in the western distance. Sight the sharp bend in the river just to the south of a small lake. Ambunti lies just to the west of the apex of the river's bend. Of course it does. It's so well known. Everyone knows that. It doesn't need to be said. In fact, I can already see it on my Google map just by the nature of the fact that we're heading west, and I can see more of the map on the west on my other screen. Yes, it very definitely is in a apex of a river's bend. The old Ambunti. Meanwhile, below us, look. Luck. Not any houses or anything? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, the question has to be, are we heading up into some mountains or are we avoiding them? So let's see. Ambunti's past these hills. Then the next turn is basically the same direction. Oh no, a little bit to the left. And the same direction. Then same direction is basic. So we're sort of heading, I don't know, sort of 24, 23 degrees on average. It doesn't look like I'll be heading into those mountains over on the left or the right, so I think we're probably fine. If we have to gain height, we can always do that, I suppose. We are sort of up into some hills here, but I'm okay with it. A little bit of low altitude flying never hurt anyone. Well, That's probably not true, but we'll be fine, is what I'm saying. We'll be fine. Stop panicking. You in the back, stop panicking. Everybody be cool. You be cool. Oh my god, we're all gonna die. No, I'm just kidding. I do wonder why we're suddenly plummeting. Nothing has changed here. Let's go back to 37 degrees then, or percent. 37%, you know what I mean, Khan. Get right up off my back about it. As that dude on Twitter and TikTok and YouTube says. Pitch meeting, there we go. It came to me eventually. I was trying to figure out, remember what it was. Hilarious, his pitch meetings. That guy's a fucking genius. Not panicking is tight. I don't see this lake that they mentioned though. Sharp bend on the river, just, oh, it's just south of a lake. The lake goes over to the right then. Okay, gotcha. Yes, there is a lake on the picture, I suppose. There's a lake running just to the left of us coming up as well. Well, we've done 4 minutes of an estimated 8.5, although it'll be quicker than that, I think. Or maybe not with my 80%. We'll see, we'll see. I suppose it probably, the green-yellow border is what the speed it's expecting me to do for the estimated time. So what's that? 15? 117? 120-ish, basically. We're doing 125-ish. So yeah, probably about right, really. Maybe a little bit quicker. We shall see. So yeah, this lake I mentioned just looks like a brown patch on the Google Maps. So again, I guess it makes it nicer to look all blue like that, but I mean, I guess it also depends on the day. It's a nice blue sky. The water would reflect blue quite a bit, but I just feel like they could deal with the opacity a little bit better or something. Maybe a little less blue. Oh wow, we're having lightning where I am at. Thunderstorm. You might even be able to hear the thunder. Well, that's come out of nowhere. Well, it was raining, but I wasn't expecting a thunderstorm. Pretty rarer. Well, it's been raining a little bit on and off for the last couple of weeks, and around this time, October, November, yeah. But the rest of the year where I am, never rains. Just never rains. Sometimes you have thunderstorms around the towns around, but not here. So for it to actually be here today, we are being blessed by the god of thunder. Thank you, Thor. That's not the lake, that's part of the river. And in fact, this bend in front of us, we're basically not heading towards Timbunke at all. It's at the peak of that that bend over there to the right, where you can see that green field. And maybe even a couple of little houses over there. And that's Timbunke on the Google map. So where you taking us, bush trip designer? Things have moved since it was put together, maybe. Does seem to happen a couple of times in these bush trips where Yes, we are very much not in the right spot, but we always get there in the end, unless they've changed the name of the airport and not updated the bush trip, so you can't finish the South Island bush trip of New Zealand. Not that I'm salty about it. I'm not salty about it at all. Who's salty? No one's salty. You're salty. End rant. We've done 7.5 minutes. And Bunty's now basically level with us. We're just south of it now. And we wonder where Purple Arrow is taking us. We'll see what the timing's like as well. We're just about to tick over 8 minutes. It recommended, well, it estimated 8:30, so we'll see when it turns, whether we're on time, late, or early. Probably depends on the winds and things as well. It's more an art than science, really, isn't it? Which is why I've just ended up doing follow the Purple Arrow. Because quite often when you just, there we go, 260, wow, almost spot on. Just a little, couple of seconds late, so there you go. We want 260 for 313, and you know, I don't reset the clock immediately either, so that's about, we're doing about right. We're doing about the right speed. Sepik River, 3 minutes 13, 260. Turn slightly to the south of due west and sight a prominent oxbow lake just to the north of the main Sepik River in the western distance. What's an oxbow lake? Pass over the Sepik River just south of the Oxbow Lake. Okay, I don't know what an Oxbow Lake is, but it doesn't matter, does it? Must be it in front of us there, because we're only doing 3 minutes. So this is the Sepik River in just below us, and then it turns, and then that sort of almost purple ringed lake there is presumably the lake that they're talking about. We're flying over some town called, or village or something called Yambon. That's with a Y. I'm not saying the Spanish word for ham, which is Yambon. But that's got a J. Yeah. Well, actually, the town name of Yambon is right in the river, according to Google, so underwater town, apparently. Hiding away with the alien robot zombie ninja pirate werewolf vampire Illuminati lizard people. Almost certainly. Ready to ambush us when we land. Man, this wind though, getting blown all over the place right now. Sepik River in the western distance. Pass over the river, just over. Okay, we just passed over the river now, and then this is that lake. But the title was Sepik River. You'd think the next turn would be now, but we haven't even done. We've done 213 of 313. I'm still none the wiser of what an oxbow river is. Oxbow probably. Oxbow River. I keep saying bow when they're talking about curves, which would be a bow. Alright, 2 minutes 52. 2 minutes 53. There we go. Alright, we're 13 seconds ahead now. 256 for 545. Swag up. Maintain heading and fly to the south of the corridor of the Sepik River. The village of Swag Up lies just to the west of a prominent northern turn in the river. Okay. Fine. Why aren't we flying over the river? bush trip designer. Why to the south of the river over this uninhabited forest? Wouldn't it be more interesting to fly over the river, where there are a bunch of towns on the river, including Swaggup, which is up here ahead, basically just south of the river you can see over there, and we're basically not heading directly towards it at all, slightly to the left again. Makes me wonder whether I'm supposed to be further north right now. Bump, bump, ba-da-dump, bump, bump. What was this one? 5:45. All right, we've done 1 minute. Patience, grasshopper. Crations. Like patience, but with cra on the front. Maybe even grasshopper. Grayson Prashopper. I'm not yawning, you're yawning. Don't yawn, it makes me yawn. Yeah, there's a sort of almost straight bend over there, just off the right wing. Just past that, in amongst all that green, is where Swaggup is. But we're sort of heading a good 3, 4, 5, 10 kilometers to the south of it. They must just throw darts at a map and then go, oh, the Swaggup's the closest thing to that dart that I threw. Alright, 3 minutes done. Another 2.5 to go-ish. Yeah, we're literally flying over nothing, just forest. No hills, no rivers, no towns. We are heading to a river over here though, but straight through the middle of nothing. Alright, 4 minutes done. Another minute and 45 or so. I know you're eager to get to the next waypoint. I'm guessing the reason for the long legs here. There's probably no other airport nearby. This one we're heading to, it might be the nearest one to the last one we did, which was 40 minutes ago. Well, not yet. Will have been 40 minutes away. Alright, we're not quite to the south of Bitara yet. Not Bitara, Swaggup. Bitara's in front of us. I don't know why. It almost looks like we're heading to Bitara, not Swaggup. It's directly in front of us. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty chill though. Pretty chill. There we go. About 7 seconds early. That's fine. Perfect. 263 for 647. Another one to sit back and relax. Yarmu. Continue following the corridor of the Sepik River and sight the Wario River. Hey, it's a Wario. To the south of the Sepik. The village of Yarmu lies on the north side of the Sepik River, just to the west of where the Wario meets the Sepik. Wow, the Wario River. Nintendo will sue. Honestly, I don't see where the Wario River is. If that's the Sepik over there, I can see Yarmu on the map. And it says just to the west of where the Wario meets the Sepik. So, oh, I see. Just under Yarmu, there is an offshoot. Perhaps. And that's the old Wario River, is it? What a cool name. I mean, Sepik, Wario, these are all computer game. Sepik, isn't Sepik's the big boss, the big ball, the very first strike from Destiny? Sepik's Prime or something? Or is that a different one? That might be a different strike. But anyway, there's a Sepik's, definitely. And now we've got Wario. Goddamn gamers are naming everything around here. Or the reverse is true. Could it be that they're stealing the... Well, Wario's obviously Mario with the W instead of an M, because he's upside down, whatever. I haven't played much Mario, to be honest. My Nintendo knowledge is very short, but I assume he's bad Mario, I'm pretty sure, from what I've seen. Again, we're not going anywhere near Yarmu. Getting very much to the south of Yarmu. And in fact, after the 6 minutes 47, I didn't reset the clock. I'm sure I pressed... Well, I reset it. The start button didn't work. Alright, well, now we have no idea how long it's been. So that was like maybe 2 minutes. And I've started my clock. So another 5 minutes or so to go. 4.5. We shall see. Because yeah, it's only 1 minute 9 seconds to where we're landing from Yarmu. It's to the left. Right, okay. Oh, and it's on a bow of the river. A peninsula. Where are you going, plane? Just lie straight, please. I beg of thee. Definitely in the heart of the wilderness now, aren't we? Although in saying that, there's a little the town listed just below us, pretty much below us and to the left there. Biaga. And then up on the river on the right, Kubkane. With the next curve having the aforementioned Yarmu. Yarmu. So 231 is the next turn. Really can't see where we'll be landing, where there's a river and a peninsula on a bow. Anyway, we'll find out soon, I guess. We're not quite at Yarmu. Again, I feel like we should be a lot further to the right. And if that's the case for the airport, you know, do I fly and go fly over Yarmu so that where we are on the map, where they say we're meant to be are. I mean, so far we've only been following the instructions, so if the instructions are wrong, then what? We might be landing a whole lot further to the right. It does say it's on the Sepik River, the airport, so we need to be over. I'm gonna go fly to Yarmu and see what happens, and see if the purple arrow swaps from up there as well. If it doesn't, I'm gonna go from the direction it gives me from Yarmu rather than, because I think the purple arrow is off and the directions are just not quite what they're supposed to be, because the picture shows it's clearly the Sepik River. The other rivers around here are much darker, and we've already seen that. Big river, and there's a peninsula and a little runway, so it's got to be on one of these little bends here. We'll get to Yarmu first. It's sort of, well, just in front of me now. There's another river that joins on. This must be the Wario River. Hello, it's a me Wario River. I want to start, like 1 minute's not going to be enough. It's going to be very obviously close, I think, from Yarmu, which is just up over here. Anyway, it's going to be 2:31 for 1 minute 9 seconds. Huana Airstrip. Turn onto a southwest heading at Yarmu and sight the Huana Airstrip on a small peninsula surrounded on three sides by a partial oxbow lake on the south side of the Sepik River. What does that mean? None of that means anything. Alright, we are now almost directly above Yarmu. I'm going to give it... Well, we haven't even done the time at all. We're another 3 minutes. Well, no, we have done the time because I started it late, didn't I? Anyway, we're now above Yarmu. I'm going to assume it's now 2:31. There we go. It actually registered that. Thank you, Purple Arrow. I think it's there. I think it's in that little island there. That must be it there. It's not, again, it's taking me to the wrong spot. We must just slow down now. I think it's in that little island. Anyway, this time we're going to need to get much lower than we did yesterday. That is not much of a runway. That is a fuck all. This plane really doesn't like slowing down, does it? Full flaps. Now it likes slowing down. Now we're going to stall. There we go. Keep it in the white. See if this is the runway. That's definitely it from the picture. That is tiny, and there's trees in the front of it. God dang algorithm. I'm pretty sure the trees... I thought for ages you clipped through the trees, but I actually don't see how I can't. I'm gonna have to go very close to that tree. Oops. Trying to trim back a bit more while also controlling everything else. There is a tree there. I'm not imagining things. Almost tempted to do the science. I wish it wasn't such a long trip this time. But can we go through the tree? I'm gonna have to just go so close. This runway's nowhere near big enough to have a tree there. Okay, there we go. I think we'll just skim it. Nice. That damn algorithm with its trees. Let's just get the wheels down so that we can start using the brakes. Fortunately, this plane stops on a dime, basically. we did it. Didn't test whether the tree would have ended it. It might have. Yeah, too long. I'm not wasting 40 minutes. Here we go, leg 2 of the New Guinea bush trip challenge completed. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir. Goodbye.